Today I come alive in referring a company by the name of Ipwen's Construction Limited to the Police Fraud and Anti-Corruption Directorate in Konidobu. Last week I sent them on PDF and I think it doesn't reach them because of some hiccup in the system. But today I will hand over the letter to the Kundiawa Police Fraud and Anti-Fraud Office, and they will have them transmitted to Port Moresby for investigations. Now, Ipwen's construction is that, if not the biggest, it is the biggest company in terms of obtaining favorable government contracts. Now, according to reports tabled by a whistleblower at through the member for Yellow Pangia, Peter O'Neill, Ipwen's construction stands as one of the biggest top 5 companies, owned and operated by a guy called Moses Palipe, who was an ex-soldier, private in the Defense Force. And he happens to be a relative of the Prime Minister, James Marape. And they are both shareholders, directors of another company called Cooper Limited. Now, the interesting part is that according to Works Department reports that were tabled on the floor of Parliament, Ipwen's construction was given a forward contract of 3.52 billion of works ranging from, I don't know how they've processed these contracts, but according to records, they have been given forward contracts of 3.52 billion on jobs mostly between Hela Province and Southern Islands, and some work done in the remote Western Province in the North Fly District. And now, between April 2023 and January 2024, Ipwen's construction was paid a total of 743,158,158 kina and 11 toya. And this is the reason why I have referred them to the director of the National Fraud and Anti-Corruption Directorate at the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Police Headquarters in Konidobu. And my complaint goes as follows. I am writing to you in my capacity as the President and Public Officer of the People's Anti-Corruption Movement, Incorporated, a registered civil society organization dedicated to transparency, public accountability, and the rule of law in Papua New Guinea. I formally lodged a criminal complaint and requested the office immediately launch an investigation in what appears to be an elaborate and massive conspiracy to defraud the state. I request an investigation into the disbursement of public funds totaling almost 750 million paid to Ipwen's Construction Limited within a 10-month period between April 2023 and January 2024. And my grounds for the complaint are that the non-government or civil society organization, People's Anti-Corruption Movement, has received credible information tabled on the floor of Parliament by the Honorable Peter O'Neill on the favorable contracts awarded to Ipwen's Construction Limited and the amount of money paid within a 10-month period totaling 743 million, which is almost like 70 million kina every month to this company. Now, we draw to your attention, Mr. Director, that the company Ipwen's Construction Limited is owned and operated by Moses Palipe, and Moses Palipe is a joint venture partner with Prime Minister Honorable James Marape as shareholder and director of Cooper Limited, a registered entity with the Register of Companies and the Investment Promotion Authority. So, The rapid and unprecedented scale of payments, averaging about 75 million, is extraordinary over a 10 months period, combined with a profound lack of project visibility and the explicit commercial links to the incumbent Prime Minister, raise overwhelming suspicion of official corruption, abuse of office, and insider collusion. We request that the National Fraud and Anti-Corruption Directorate deploy its powers to 1. Subpoena and secure financial records, including all bank transactions, telegraphic transfer and payment vouchers relating to the Aprons Construction Limited for the repayment of works and highways by the Department of Finance for the period of April 2023 to January 2024. 2. Audit IPA records, secure certified corporate register file from the Investment Authority IPA regarding Cooper Limited to formally map out the conflict of interest situation where the Prime Minister, James Marape, is involved. Now, 3, you interview all the key officials, including the former Secretary of the Department of Works, the current Secretary of the Department of Works, the Chairman of the National Procurement Commission and the EO of the National Procurement Commission, one who happens to be Ombudsman Commissioner at this point in time by the name of Mr. Simon Bole, on how they facilitated these payments without proper procurement procedures and proper certification of jobs being completed within this short space of time. And if you find enough evidence, you should prosecute them by bringing formal criminal charges under the Criminal Code Act 1974, including the charges of conspiracy to defraud, abuse of office, and misappropriation against all public office and private individuals who have colluded in this matter. At the center of this controversy is the Honorable James Marape, member for Taripori, who was a former finance minister and the current Prime Minister. Now, no one is above the law. No one is above the law. Everybody is subject to the same laws. So for a company to receive 743 million just doing one job only between NIPA and Taripori, NIPA High School and Taripori, they have been paid repeatedly and all the records have been supplied. We expect the police to do their job, and I will now formally hand over a complaint letter to the Kundiawa Police to transmit to the National Fraud Office in Mosby, and we expect the National Fraud Office to take this matter up. As a reminder to the Police Commissioner, I have stated last week, and I have also posted today on Facebook, WhatsApp, People's Anti-Corruption Movement, that I will, with the People's Anti-Corruption Movement, file a Section 18 Supreme Court reference to investigate and test your powers, because you are not above the law like everybody else. If a complaint is made to the police department, you are supposed to act on it. Now, let me remind you, I have signed a letter of complaint on the 10th of April 2025, alleging that the Prime Minister had abused his office in bribing members of Parliament to defeat the vote of no confidence and to subsequently amend the Constitution. Now, the police force is a constitutional force. It is not a private security force owned by any politician or any police commissioner. Now, having filed 2 different summonses against you, you have not acted, and this time I will mobilize my legal team to file a Supreme Court reference under Section 18, subsection 1, to test whether the commissioner is above the law or not. Today I will hand in the complaint formally to the Kundiawa Police Station at 4 o'clock, and I expect the commissioner and all senior police officers to take note, to act on the complaints that we've raised so far, because we all operate under the constitutional laws and not one person is above the law. We have given notice that the exoneration done by the police commissioner is what we consider to be unlawful, and we will file a Supreme Court reference to test the validity of the minister's action and that of the Commissioner's action in not stepping down against allegations of abuse of office. Thank you for watching me today, and I would like to tell all my followers that if you believe in bringing corruption to an end, you will follow us closely and support us to make sure that we restore the rule of law in Papua New Guinea. Thank you for watching me today. Chief Mohammed John Endemongo Kua.